Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry I'm late again today. We had a big snowstorm here in the Boston area, and I'm sure a lot of you also have snow stories or cold stories. I'd love to hear them. We'll talk about them after I'm done my video, but we got almost, I would say, at least 2 feet of snow here, and so we were shoveling a lot. We have a rather long driveway, and so it just takes us a long time to clean it. So I was out there a lot shoveling. I got on what day was it? Sunday, I got 30,000 steps in. 30,000 lifting and shoveling and steps and all that. I think I burned a lot of calories that day. So that was kind of interesting. I don't know if I did 30,000 steps even when I've been at Disney. So that just goes to show you how many steps we put in. Our driveway is now, looks like we have like a little snow wall around it. It's kind of interesting. So I feel like we live up in the Arctic. But anyway, that was what I was doing the majority of the time on the weekend. And so I'm glad to get back to stamping. I actually did not manage to get my card made yesterday. So this morning I was using the new bundle that I'm going to be making the card with today. It's called Cake Day, and I love it. But it took a little while for me to understand all the pieces and how they come together. So I hope today I'll be able to share with you how to use this bundle, because it is a very cool bundle. I think cake is something a lot of us have for our birthdays. And so it's kind of fun to be able to make a cake or make a card or a stamped cake that looks like a cake that maybe you would make. Maybe you're going to make a cake for someone, and then you can make the same colors of the cake on the card. And I really love the way I designed this card, because I think if you want to change out the colors, it's a very easy. And so it's a nice little blueprint for you. So if you get this bundle, if you have this bundle, I hope to help you with that today. The one thing that I probably did not do so well was that I did not follow the sketch very well today, because we have Casing Tuesday, and we do start off with an inspiration card, and I did start off with that as my inspiration card, but as I went on, things just didn't look right as the way the layers came on to the card. So I just said, that's okay. Casing Tuesday is meant to be a way to inspire you to make it a card. It is supposed to give you a blueprint, a starting point. And if your direction takes you in a different way, like if you're crafting and things aren't going right and you have to delete a layer or change a layer, or it doesn't even look like the beginning sketch, just as long as Casing Tuesday gave you like a boost up to help you, that's totally okay. So I will show you what today's card is, and I'll show you how I totally departed from it, and that's perfectly okay. Before we start, though, I do want to mention a couple things, because we have bonus days going on right now, and that's just a new thing for the month of January. And so for every $50 you spend this month, or up until February 2nd, you will get a $5 coupon that you can use for the rest of February. So from February 3rd to the end of February. So that is in addition to our Stampin' Rewards program, which gives you 10% back. And that's also a free program. So theoretically, you could kind of, if you get very close to the $50 thresholds, you could almost be earning like 20% back that you can use between the Stampin' Rewards and the coupons. It is just a nice little way to earn a little money that you can use back on your order in February. All right, so that's one thing. And then the other thing is we still have our product of the month. And this month it is the Fabulous Sayings stamp set. And I actually haven't used the stamp set yet, except on a tutorial that I made for a special 12 video tutorial collaborative thing that I'm part of now. And it should be ready today or tomorrow at the latest. And so if you purchase the Fabulous Sayings bundle from me, now let me explain a little bit. Product of the month, you need to spend $75. And then you can purchase the product of the month for only $5. So this stamp set, I don't know how much it would normally be, but I'm going to estimate it is close to like between maybe $15 to $20 normally, and you can get it for $5. It's got a lot of great greetings in it. And this tutorial bundle that we've created uses Fabulous Sayings. Every single card, I think it's all cards this time, uses the Fabulous Sayings bundle. So if you get this, if you spend $75 and you get the Fabulous Sayings stamp set, you will get my PDF tutorial that I will send. It's a PDF with a video, with videos for each card tutorial. And these are all top demos that are collaborating together to create this kind of gift for you. And also, say you already got Fabulous Sayings, or maybe you want to get the True Blue paper that's left over from December as the product of the month. As long as you spend $75 with me this month, you can get my PDF collaborative tutorial. And so either get the Fabulous Sayings as the product of the month or spend $75. And if you reach the $75 threshold earlier in the month, I will also send it to you. I will go back retroactively and do a search for all my customers who spent more than $75. So you will be getting this from me if you spent $75. And I've already peeked at, not all the tutorials are in yet, but I've been peeking at the cards and you will love them. They are fabulous, and I'm very happy. This is my first kind of PDF or tutorial collaborative that I've been a part of. So it should be great. And I hope it will be something that will benefit everyone who gets this from me or spends $75 with me. And in addition to that, if you're at least spending $20 with me, you're going to get one of my single tutorials for free that you can choose from. So this is in addition to my regular tutorial offering. This is like kind of a boost up because it is 12 video tutorials. All right, that's a lot to talk about, and I'm sorry to bombard you with all that, but you need to know if you're going to be placing an order, you may as well max out. Like the other day, I was ordering something, I was trying to get, a little bit off, and I just couldn't make it work. I placed the order anyway because I needed the thing, and then afterwards, I realized I had a free shipping coupon in my inbox that I could have used, and I was like, oh. So that's why I do this at the beginning, so that you know what's going on, and so that you can benefit from it if you're placing an order. So bonus day coupons reach $50 thresholds. If you want the product of the month, remember $75 threshold. Stampin' Rewards starts at $20, and so does my tutorial offering. All right, that's it. I'm going to put this away, and now we're going to talk about Casing Tuesday. So let's find today's card. So this is a perfectly lovely card, and I like the sketch, but I really wanted to use the Cake Day bundle because I got it back, I think it came out in November, and I haven't used it yet. You know why? November, December, I was doing Christmas. January, I was doing a lot of Valentine's Day, and there just wasn't room to put in this bundle. And so now I get a chance to use it. Okay, so here's the sketch. And if you want to join us, we do have a Facebook group. Look for the link below and you can go see what other people are doing with this particular sketch. You can post your own card, you can leave a comment. So I hope you will check that out. And here is the sketch, and these photos are also available over on our Casing Tuesday Facebook group to make it easy for you, or you can grab a screenshot right here from my video. All right, so that's the sketch. It's a nice, easy card. I think you'll love playing with this layout. So let's put those away and let me hold up my card for today. It's a very purple card. One of my team members, I don't know if she's on here, Marianne, she loves purple. So I was thinking of her when I was making this morning. And I just did, it's like all purples, right? Monochromatic. Is that what it's called? Monochromatic. Anyway, one color. And so I use fresh freesia, a little bit of petunia pop on the candle, and then gorgeous grape in the background. And I finished it off on the inside with one of the greetings from the stamp sets that says Happy Cake Day. So really a fun card. But oh, and I taped this shut because I was photographing it this morning, and I taped my card shut, so when I had it open, it didn't like hang open funny. You know, sometimes you have to like do a little things with photography to make them look right. So this actually opens, and you can write another greeting in here and I just put Make a Wish because it made sense with the candle here. So I thought it would be fun today to make this card in another color scheme, choosing some other monochromatic colors. Take a look. I was actually going to grab the photos from the Stampin' Up website, but take a look at the samples with the Cake Day bundle on the product in the store, because they have they've done a chocolate cake and they've done a cake somewhat similar to mine, except I kind of like mine better because it's like an all purple cake, you know what I mean? It's monochromatic. I like the way this one kind of came out. So, but there are some different things on there that you should see, and you will help you understand how this comes together. All right, so I'm gonna switch to my other camera here in my hands, and I'm gonna also add myself up in the top corner. All right, so Cake Day bundle. It comes with this stamp set with all of these stamps, and I think you will want this because you kind of need the two of them together. And these are the dies. This big one here creates this card right here. This one, I think it's only to be used as a label, but maybe I haven't decided yet if it could actually make a cake layer, and you could like put your greeting on one of the layers. I think that would look cool too. So I'm not sure if that's what the artist intended, but that kind of is, or maybe right here. I don't know. Or maybe you do. I don't know. This could be used. I need to figure out. Let me see if I can. Okay, I might mess up my sound. Let me just turn myself a little bit. Okay. I hope my sound is still good. Last time when I messed with my camera too much, it got kind of wonky. So, and then we've got, these are kind of little, I would say these are like little icing or whipping cream dollops. These can make macarons, a little banner. This is for, doing that gold flame. I don't really know what you would use these for. Yeah, maybe these are, I don't know. I haven't figured those ones out yet. There's a lot of dies in here. Candles, this cuts out the candles. This creates a drip. And if you go to the Stampin' Up store, you will see a sample that does the drip. This right here is a separate piece. And it goes, okay, like this. Okay, so it's this part right here. To create the drip, you cut this piece, and then you take that piece of cardstock and you run it through with this. And so then it cuts out this piece with drips on the bottom. There is no cutting edge up at the top. All right. Okay. I hope I'm back on now. Sorry about that. I had an internet connectivity issue. If someone can just like, I don't know. Internet sometimes does that. Not too often at my place, but lately I've noticed occasionally we have lost internet. Okay, perfect. I'm glad I came back. Sorry about that. I'm not sure exactly when I lost it, but let's keep going. I was just showing you these dies. Down here, there's some candles. This is this whipping cream. Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad you're telling me I'm back. This is to cut out these here. So basically there's a lot of fun little dies. I have figured out most of them, but not all of them. So just really fun. So let me get started, and we're gonna make this card from start to finish. I've got a lot of things on blocks because there are a lot of stamps, but I love stamping because I can just sit here and stamp all day. And you know, there are die cuts on here too, but it is just a super, super fun card. Okay, let's get started. I'm trying to think. We do have to stamp a couple of things before we die cut them. So let's go ahead and stamp our icing. Let me tell you what colors we're doing. We're gonna do Petal Pink, Flirty Flamingo, and Melon Mambo. Melon Mambo is going to be the card base. So I'm going to use Petal Pink, and we're just going to stamp this. We're gonna need 2 of these, and we're going to die cut them in a moment. Let me see if there's anything else that I would need to stamp before I die cut. I think that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna set that aside, and we're gonna do all of our die cutting. This is gonna be interesting because we've got a lot of stuff here. All right, grab my die cutting machine. All right. We are going to grab all the plates. Today we need all the die cutting plates. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to cut the card, the cake card. So base platform number 1, thin die adapter number 2. We're going to need a cutting plate on the bottom, a clear cutting plate. Mine's no longer clear, but it's been well loved. And then I've got another one for the top. This is for thick embossing folders. We'll use this in a minute. All right, so this piece is about 7 inches by 3.5. And we'll grab this die here. And just pop it on. I'm gonna stand. Okay, sorry. It's just easier to stand when you're die cutting. And if I had angled this just a little bit, like if I had angled it like this while going through, it wouldn't have made that big kerplunk noise. Whenever you have a big die that has a straight edge, it's always good to angle it if you have the room. So here's my card. I'm just going to pop that in there. And I did do my little stamping over here. So let's roll this over here. And we're going to grab these 2 dies. And there's 2 of them, so isn't that lucky? If you... I hope I have enough room. Yes. If you have enough room, you leave a little bit of room in between your stamped images. You can perhaps die cut them. So I'm not going to tape these. Let's see how we do. Shift it a little bit. I'm going to keep my thumb on them until we go through. All right, not bad. Okay, we'll put those over here. Then we need, I think I've already got one of these. So I'm going to cut 2 more. And there's 2 of these, so that's great. These are going to go on the top of the card. Let's run that through. I'm really starting this card from a different way. I usually start with my card base, but that's okay. I was just so excited to show you all the die cuts. Okay, let's pry this off. So aren't these a little cute? They've got little detail on them. So plop those down. Then we've got the flag. Okay, I just knocked my flag away. I probably could have done some of these at the same time. Okay, so here is my flag, and we're going to cut 2 of these, and since we're going to do some die cutting at the same time, let's do some die cutting at the same time. Let's pop these over here. We've got a flag, we've got some candles. We're going to run that flag through another time. Yeah, we'll just do those ones right now. Nice thing about this is that you really do have a lot of pieces that you can die cut all in one go, right? So look at, you get 3 of these candles, and I will say I did do the stamped candle, but I prefer these ones so much more. These remind me of the candles I used to have on my birthday cake as a kid. So those are just great. And then I've got a banner, and I'm going to tell you to cut an extra one of these. And it's good to have 1 extra candle, because we're going to do 2. We're going to do 1 candle, but we're going to need 2 candles to do it, because we are going to double up on our cardstock just to give it strength to hold up our little gold flame. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And I'm going to shove this way, because I'm going to go back and forth. Just going to go through till that gold piece is through, and then I'm going to come back. Sometimes your top plate will etch the gold foil sheet a little bit, so I tend to not go through all the way if I can. Okay, and there's another one of those, and that is done. Oh, I need one more thing. I need one of these. Let's throw this away. I'm getting there. Okay, so here is one of my gold pieces. I'm popping them into my little basket here so I don't lose them. And this one, I lost my little pokey piece. Piercing tool. There we go. Pop that in the basket. This one over here. Okay, and this one we're gonna do in petal pink. Yes, that's what this piece is for. It's a rather large piece. Usually I cut them a little smaller. So here's what I mean. If you have your die on the straight, it always makes a big kerplump noise as it goes over the roller, because the roller's like this, and if your die is like this too, it has to go over a bump. This way it's a smoother entry. Let's see if that's true. If we do it like a little bit, see how much easier that is to roll than when I did the card. If I had just angled it a bit, it wouldn't have been as bad. Okay, there is this piece. Okay, so we'll throw that aside. Okay, So now we get to do the stamping part. Okay, we have our cake. So the cake goes like this. I always want to put it like this, but it actually goes like this. And we're going to take this stamp. We're going to use the stamp even though we're not going to see it on our card. It's going to be covered up by this piece. But the reason we're going to stamp this is because I'm going to do some more stamping here, and this is going to help me align everything. So that's why. So I'm just going to ink this up. This is inked up in the petal pink. And the way I like to do this, I like to look at this edge down here, and I hover over top, and I'm kind of going to bring it down off my work surface and back up. And I'm just going to line up that line kind of like that and tilt like that. Okay, and then just go up and down. Let's see how well we did. Okay, this is okay because it's going to be covered up. The main thing is here is where the score line is, where it's going to fold. We're actually not going to see this part. This is going to be covered up, but it's just going to help us a little bit for alignment purposes when we go to do this stamping here. Okay. So now we're going to take this stamp and this stamp here. So I'm going to take this, and we're going to start off at the bottom, and we're going to kind of, I would like to say we're going to be right near the bottom, and we're going to center this on this angle like that. Okay? And then we're going to come up with this piece, and we're just going to kind of stack it on top like that. You might think, oh, this is very hard, I have to stamp, but I'm just kind of like overlapping it just a teeny tiny bit, and we're going to keep coming up. We're going to keep creating those cake layers all the way up. And one more. Voila. That was kind of fun. The neat thing about this is that you can customize this. Like you could have chocolate with vanilla or like a different icing on the inside. So this allows you to like really have fun and customize it. Now the other thing I want to do, I wish I could find a scrap piece of paper. Then I want to take this stamp. It's got like little tiny sprinkles on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to stamp off. So let's see what this looks like when I stamp it off once. It's just, you can barely see it. It's very, very light. But that's what I want. I'm going to do this. I'm going to stamp off, and then I'm going to stamp the little sprinkles in there. You're going to barely see it, but the person who gets the card will see it. And it's just one more detail on the card. And so those little sprinkles in there, they could be a different color, or you could do two different colors. You could go back in, you could turn the stamp around so the sprinkles are in different directions, and then go ahead and stamp that. Okay, this is not looking good yet because we have to add some things to it. So just go with the process here. Okay. I think I'm done. I'm just looking at my, oh no, I'm not completely done stamping yet. The other thing I need to do, see how this stamp matches this stamp? Well, remember our little piece that we cut, and I have lost it. I lost the piece that I cut earlier. Ah, it's under this piece. Ha 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 ha. All right, here we go. So this piece right here, we're also going to stamp sprinkles on this piece. It's going to look a little different than here because we're stamping right on the petal pink with this stamp. And these sprinkles are spaced out a little bit more and they're a little bigger. And this time, I'm going to do this. This is going to be full strength. I'm not going to stamp off on this one. Okay, so now we just line this up onto here and stamp onto there. So now we've got some sprinkles on this cake, right? It's starting to look a little better. Okay. All right. So I think we're kind of ready to do this, but I'm gonna do something a little bit interesting. I'm gonna just glue down this bottom part here. I'm gonna not glue this top piece because I want to tuck something into that afterwards. So we're just gonna glue this part and we're gonna add some glue to the other part afterwards. So should have folded this along the score lines earlier or before doing this next step. So we've got our cake. We're going to take this and glue this right onto this piece. You can line this up right here, but right now there's actually no glue here yet. Okay, it's looking like a peach colored cake. So now when you open the card on the front, you can't have anything sticking beyond this fold line. Otherwise, it's not going to open. It's going to interfere with the card right here. So what we want to do is take this piece and we're going to, actually, I should have glued it onto here. Okay, no, actually I did it right. No, I did it right. We're going to glue onto here and cut off this side. I've done this two different ways. So I wanted to, originally I did it like this, but we're going to put it on here like this and like this, and then we're going to trim off the end here. So we're going to put glue on here and on here, just the first two, and you just can kind of, this can overhang the bottom a little bit. That's okay. Yeah, like that. And then just kind of do the same thing for this one. And I'm going to keep it kind of on the same angle as this one. You want them to go on the same angle. Okay, and then we're just going to flip them over. I'm not going to cut off these bottom bumps, but I will cut off this bump. Okay, so you can see it kind of just shears off right there. And then this one, we're just going to come around like that. Okay, so now our card can open and close on the front of that other card. Okay, so that is, I need my garbage can. There we go. That's the next step. So now we're going to work on the little candle. So let me grab all the pieces that we need for that. And banners. And you need 3 of these puffy pieces, 2 of these. I should have put these in a smaller box. Okay. All right. So we're going to take 2 of these candles and we're going to glue them together. And this is just to give them a little strength. And I'm just gluing them right on top of each other. Scoot this over here. Just line them up. Give them a little squeeze. Because this is not going to be glued down to the card, it's going to be free standing. I just want to make sure that it can hold up. And this little piece here, I'm going to just put a little tiny dab of glue in the center. I'll grab this one and we'll just kind of offset it a little bit. And by doing the two together, it really does make it look more spectacular. And then we'll just put glue on the top two little lumps of the candle. And just kind of stick that down. Okay, and the candle is going to go right here where that little swirl scallop icing is. We're just going to do that right there. So we'll put just a little bit, about 2 lumps worth at the bottom of the candle, and then we'll just add that right there. All right, then yeah, let's do the little puffs. So we're going to do a puff and a puff and a puff to kind of hide that area a little bit, and just, I don't know, it just works. So we're going to do, just put glue on the bottom part. Actually, it helps if you grab the tip and then put glue on the bottom part. And I'm just going to swish the glue around with the end of my glue. And then I'm going to put that kind of right there. This one, same thing. A little bit of glue there. And it just helps a little bit to put them just slightly on different heights. And a little bit of glue on there. And then we're going to cover up that bottom like that. Oop. Stay. And I did debate whether I could put any of these on dimensionals, but you know, there is a little bit of bulk with all the layers, and I do want to mail these, so I opted not to put anything on dimensionals, but go for it. You could have put that on dimensionals. So, you know, just have fun with it. All right, now we're going to stamp happy birthday on this little banner. Have you noticed yet? I've only used one color of ink. You only need one color of ink for this card. And we're just kind of doing like stamping off, so that really helps with that whole thing, because it gives you 2 different shades. So I've got happy birthday here. I did re-ink my ink pad before I came on here. It was a while since I'd used Petal Pink, so it was a little on the lighter side. So, you know, now it's a little on the darker side. So I'm going to glue these 2 banners together. And you know what? If I had made, it's better to stamp first, because if I had made a mistake on one of the banners, theoretically, I would have just switched them up and used the other banner on top, and I would have had a second chance to stamp that. So I'm just going to line these up. And again, because this is so kind of spindly, I wanted to like give it the double strength. So now this could have been like really, really weak, but now it has a lot more strength. So let's just slide this in. Remember, I didn't glue this down all the way. Let's slide this in, and you can see I'm going to need to cut off about 1/2 inch off there. So let's cut about 1/2 inch off. We're going to put a little bit of glue right on the bottom. Oh, you know what? I could put a little glue on both sides, on the top and the bottom. Come slide this in. Oops. Slide this in. And you just want to kind of get it kind of angled so it looks kind of fun. All right, and then I'm just going to come in and just run a bead of glue right to the end there and glue that end of the icing down like that. So isn't that cute? I love that. Okay, we need to die cut this piece because I did forget to die cut it. Let's just throw that away for a moment. Come back in with our die cut machine. Sorry, you'll just see a little corner of it. Little piece of basic white. This label right here. I'm gonna run this through. Oh, and we can do our embossing. Okay, so we've got this right here, a little label. And I'm going to put this, it's going to be a very pink card on here. Okay, so we're going to do pink on pink. So this is Melon Mambo. This layer on the card base is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I'm going to take that dotted embossing folder, the dotted circles, and it is somewhere in my pile here. I'm going to need this plate. Okay, it is somewhere over here. It has disappeared under piles of stuff. No way. It's got to be here somewhere. Okay, I know I just had this. Okay. So let's take a minute. Ah, here it is. It's under the basket. Oh my goodness. I hate it when I put something in a very safe spot and then I can't find it. Okay, so when you make this card, if you're making a lot of them, you're going to do some of these steps all together so that you're not like searching for things over and over again, and you're going to do it kind of assembly line style, and that will save you a lot of time. But I want to show you how to do this, because when I did this card, I wanted to try and get this circle right here kind of behind this sparkly flame. So I want to show you how I did that. So I'm going to line this piece up. I'm going to stand for this. I'm going to line this piece up so the edge of the cardstock's at the bottom. And then I'm going to do this right over here. Once this is at, oh, sorry, this is at the bottom. And maybe I scooch out a bit. There we go. This is at the bottom. And then this is right here touching the dot right up at the corner. If you have the same measurements as me, you'll have that point of reference. You can also take your card and you can say, ah, that's not quite right. Let me scooch this a little bit more. You can kind of get it to the right spot, like just kind of, okay, put this on here where you want it and then move your cardstock. That's an easier way. That's a better way. Okay, I've got that. That's at the bottom. That's there. It's about there. Okay, so I think I've got it where I want it now. So I did move it in about 1/4 of an inch from that circle. So it's still down at the bottom, but it's about 1/2 of an inch from the side. It is going to depend on where you place your candle. If your candle is a little differently placed than mine, you're not going to get that circle won't be in the same spot. So you're just going to move it around. Okay, so now we need to get rid of everything except the base platform number 1. And we're going to put our embossing folder with our cardstock right on top of there. We're going to switch up the plates to the number 4 plate, because this is a thick embossing folder. And now we're going to run this through. Oh, sorry, that was loud. Okay, so now look at that. I love this embossing folder. It's a lot of fun. Okay, I think we have done all our die cutting. I hope. right, let's get back to the card base. This is 11 inches by 4¼ and scored at the 5.5-inch mark and then folded. So it opens up at the top here. We're going to glue this down to the card base. And so this is should be equal distance all the way around. And remember, you want your small little circle where the candle flame is going to go up at the very top. So let's glue this down. And we're just going to plop this on here. Okay. So I think I told you this was Melon Mambo cardstock. And then Petal Pink and Flirty Flamingo. You need like about 3 colors of the shades that you're going to do. Then we're just going to glue the back of the cake, not any of this, because otherwise you're going to glue your card shut. Now, what if you want this card not to open? You can just cut along here. In fact, you can take a smaller piece of cardstock and just cut the smaller piece for the front, and you won't need this big piece. You could also just do a cool card with just the cake that doesn't open. So you don't need to do the opening part, but I think it's cool. And I'm going to put a lot of glue on this because this is embossed, and so there's going to be less touch points on there. So basically you want everything to land on the embossed layer, and you want about equal distance around, and see how that flame lands kind of right in the center of that circle. It makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me. All right, and then we have this last piece right here, and we're going to grab a greeting. We're going to do the Make-A-Wish, and again, we're going to be boring. And also this just helps, like we're just using one color of cards, one color of ink. So we're going to do Make-A-Wish like that. Open this up, and I'm going to align this. It's going to kind of be centered, and I'm going to align it with the top part of the cake. We could have also stamped right into the card, but I thought this looks really kind of plain. You know what we could have done too? I'm going to do this on the inside, but I'm going to do a little stamping. We're going to do some stamping off. No, we need the full strength. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to add some little polka dots. And this really does make sense too. Let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, that looks a little better. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if I can add a few more like that. Oh good, that double dot is going to be over it. Let me move this up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to add that. That looks a lot better. That makes the inside of this card look a little better too, right? Okay, so then we're going to grab another piece of 3 3/4 by 5. And we're going to grab Happy Cake Day. I'm going to stamp it here. Now, I was going to stamp this off, but they're very, very light. So let's see. Yeah, I'm going to still stamp it off because I don't want it to compete with the Cake Day, Happy Cake Day. So I'm going to stamp that off. Whereas with this one, this one was on its own label, so I didn't feel like I needed to stamp off, but with this one, I really do feel like I need to stamp off once. I'm just kind of trying to turn these just a little bit, so that's more of a random pattern. Oops. And I'll just do one up there. Okay. So that just kind of gives a little bit of energy on the card. And you know, you could do other things. I didn't use any designer series paper for this card, so I didn't add any to the inside of the card either. So I like to use the things that I used on the card on the inside too, so that like that kind of makes a lot of sense, right, to do it that way. Okay, so now we're just going to glue this on the inside. Okay, and there is the card. I love this, and I think you could do this in whatever color you wanted to do. Blues, blue greens. I'm just looking around. You could do yellow, you know, orange. Like, just pick 3 colors from like 3 monochromatic colors, and your lightest color is going to be all the stamping that you do. Then your darkest color is going to be the card base, and then you just need 1 alternate color for the candle, just to give a little bit of contrast with the card base and a little bit of contrast with the cake. Now, you could, if you wanted to, I could have gone back and just done 2 colors, like a light and a dark, and then this color could have been petal pink, and this one could have been fresh freesia as well. I wouldn't go with the base color here because you do need to contrast it. Or you could have done a white if you wanted to. I just think having like a little bit of a third color that's kind of in between helps with the whole look of the card. So I hope you like that. I wanted to say, is there anything else that I could tell you about this particular card? And I have a look at the Stampin' Up! Samples right on the website in the store when you go check it out. They did do a chocolate cake, which I have not done yet. They did the drippy icing on one of them, so you can see what that looks like. They did different color sprinkles. They did a macaron, which I didn't do today. So I love building this cake. It's fun because if you're going to make a cake for someone, then you should also make a matching card. And that makes a lot of sense, right? I love this purple card. That's really my favorite. I like the way these purples work together. Just the fresh freesia with the gorgeous grape is like a really nice color combination. That makes me happy. All right, well, if you've made it this far, I hope you will subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I appreciate all of those things. You can share my video too. Please do that. It helps me get seen by other people. My goal is to help you with your stamping so that I can figure out some things so that when you go to use your bundles and your stamping tools, that you're more efficient, you know how to use them. And I love bringing 3D projects as well. And those are my Friday tutorials. I usually do 3D. So I want to say hi to you, and thanks for bearing with me during my internet outage there. That's going to be, I'm not sure how that's going to appear on the final YouTube and Facebook videos, but sometimes this happens with a live, right? Nancy asks if we're snowed in, and yes, we got so much snow. But I think the roads are okay today, and tomorrow I think I need to go get some more greens and stock up. They said we were going to get another snowstorm that it might miss us, so I'm really hoping for that. Marge says hello from Connecticut, and she's snowed in 20 inches, just like us. I'm glad you got your driveway opened up. Hello, Jean. She says, here to see what you're up to, and she's from snow-covered Maryland. Oh my goodness. T says she has no snow. Oh, you lucky. I'm happy for you though. Kay says she got 32 inches. Whoa. Hello, Adelheid from Germany. Hello, Marie from Puerto Rico. Kathy from Albuquerque is here. And she got 1 inch of snow, but it's gone. Well, 1 inch I think is doable, right? I hope everyone was safe in New Mexico. I know a lot of those places that don't normally get snow, they have a hard time when it snows because they don't have snow equipment. They're not used to driving on it. It's a real mess, isn't it? Elaine says she got 10 inches in northern New Jersey. Heavy stuff. Oh, wow. We were lucky. Our snow, it was so cold. It was cold. And the snow was like really fluffy, but there was a lot of it, just a lot. Kay says she said, let me try this again. You have 3 feet of snow on her picnic table and about the same everywhere. My goodness, that's a lot. You got more than us. You win, Kay. I'm not sure if you're happy with having that as a prize. Janice says she got about 6 inches in Michigan. They were very lucky, and it was a light snow. Yes, because it was so cold, right? That's the trade-off, right? Kay said she made one of these cards, the cake cards, for her son-in-law, but had the small cake and put it inside the card. Oh yeah, that's cool. You could do that too. I also love this bundle. Just started using it today, and I'm really thrilled with it. At first it took a little bit of an adjustment because I had to figure out what all the pieces did, right? So that's the hard part. Okay. All right. Oh, Tanya said my feet cut out when I was talking about the drips. So let me just go back just one little second. So I don't know if I still have my die. I do have it. It's just, where is it? So, okay, this die with the icing here. Let me move it around. This is the top of the cake. This is the side. Okay. And if you want to create the drips, you cut this piece first, and then you use this piece to die cut the drips onto your cut piece. And you can put this wherever you want along here, along not the die, but along the cardstock piece. So you can cut it here, and it creates these drips that come down. You can see this on a sample at Stampin' Up, and I don't want to flip to my other camera and try and find that photo. But if I ever do another card with this cake day before it retires, I will definitely show how to do the drips. But it's very neat. The reason you can do that is there's no cutting edge on the top, only on the bottom. So that allows you to create whatever size you want. So I know that is definitely a thing in cake making to do those little drips. Les says, it's adorable. Love the cake pieces as a card. Awesome. And Les shared, thank you. Nancy said, so glad to hear you have piles on your table as well. It's gotten really bad. I just got my thank you cards out, and I was working on the collaborative project, and I don't think I cleaned up all the way for any one of those. So I just kept shoving things to the side. And I really need to do a cleanup after this live. That would really help. Donna says she loves this card. She's in Ontario. Hello to Canada. Kathy says, thanks for demoing this bundle. It's not one for mass production, but it's very cute. Yes, you wouldn't want to make 50 of these. Well, you could, but you need to have the time to do that, right? But it's very nice, the personalization that you can do with this card. You can, cut all the pieces, and the cards really have a lot of depth to them because of all the die cuts, and it's really a nice looking card once you get everything on there. And you can do so much more than I did, right? But I feel like this is kind of like the basics of what you want in a slice of cake on a card, and I think the way it turned out. And the nice thing about this particular sample is that you can adjust it and make it your own very, very easily. Just sub things out. Kathy says, we're very happy not to have to shovel our 1 inch of snow. Someone over on our town bulletin board said they were joking. They said they were having free snow shoveling lessons. Just come on over and he's going to teach them on his driveway. I thought that was funny. Donna said she has a lot of snow, about 12 inches, and have a lot of drifting snow. Oh, and about 18 degrees Fahrenheit. Donna, I'm a Canadian, and I do not do Fahrenheit in winter. It's too crazy, because I really feel like 0 degrees is the freezing point. So when 32 and 0 don't match, like they just don't match up in my mind. And then when you go down below 32, like I lose where everything is at. So I can do better in summer with Fahrenheit, but Celsius is the way to go. It makes more sense, but that's the least of our worries right now, right? All right. Mary says she loves the purple. Well, thank you all for being here at a different time of day than normal. Sorry, I didn't get it out this morning, but hey, I'm here. You get to see my card. And we have someone here from Phoenix and someone here from Massachusetts, where I'm at, and she also got 2 feet of snow. Yeah, it was a long day, wasn't it, Sweet Pea, with all that snow shoveling, and we do our own driveway. So yeah, it was. We only have a 1-stage snowblower, but after this last snow, guess what we're getting at some point this year? They're going to get a 2-stage snowblower, because it was a little bit too much work. I don't mind snow shoveling, but 30,000 steps on Sunday, that was a lot. Was it Sunday or Monday? No, it was Sunday that I did 30,000 steps. Yesterday it was a fewer. We didn't have to do quite as many. Or was it yesterday? I'm all confused now. One day I did 30,000 steps while snow shoveling. How about that? Tanya said, very cute cards. Well, thank you all for being here. If you have any questions about this card, I hope you will ask them on the comments in the comments below, or send me a message through my comments form. And I hope you all have a lovely week. I will be back on Friday with a 3-day project for you. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.